people now know crime is lowered everywhere. As you get more guns and more concealed carry, crime rates plummet. Conversely, areas that take guns, crime rates go up, whether it's Australia, whether it's England, whether it's Scotland, whether it's Canada. And the FBI crime statistics are there. Massive crime dropping. Just like support for abortion has gone from almost 70% for it in 1973 to more than 70% in most polls against it today. If you look at every real issue, America is becoming more pro-life, more liberty. America is becoming libertarian to the point of saying, hey, gays, get married if you want to. That's the one issue they can use and say, hey, Republicans, this makes people think you're behind the times. Whatever your issue is, whatever your point is on that, it's used as a political football. But America is becoming libertarian and becoming constitutional, becoming Thomas Jeffersonian. That's what's, you read Thomas Jefferson? That's what everybody wants. That's what makes sense. That's what makes you wealthy and successful. That's the animating contest of liberty. That's what everybody deep down likes. I don't care what color, what religion, where you're from. Deep down, that's what feels good. That's what feels right. You do what you want to your body, but don't you try to push it on me. So there's a fake liberalism where they push all these things on you. You see, there's that agenda. That's not liberty. That's a cultural tyranny as well. Just as the mullahs can be a cultural tyranny in Iran, or Al-Qaeda now taking over Syria, setting up the religious enforcement, that can be a tyranny. There's 100+ flavors of cultural tyranny, and I reject them all. So here's the big message, and here's what I want to get across to you, and then go over the exhibits here, because it's bad. Dianne Feinstein, I'm going to show you some of these articles here in a moment, right here in the document cam area. The globalists are coming out and saying, hey, we just want reasonable gun control. I've told you for years that's the new spin. In the past, they said you don't have a right to own guns. The Second Amendment doesn't say it. Well, we proved historically that wasn't true. So they said, you know what? You've got a right to own guns. You got a right to turn them into us. On a blue moon, if 5 Keebler elves cross their fingers on top Mount Vesuvius in the twilight every 17 billion years, you can have a gun. Okay? And so she's come out, and I've got her public letters here, and I've got a bunch of other, and this is what Obama says he's going to support, and she's part of the task force, where they act deliberative. They say, we're going to, and she goes, to guarantee your rights. That's the funniest part. To protect legitimate hunters and the right of existing gun owners, 900 firearms are banned from sale, distribution, you name it, and anyone allowed to keep them will have to go to the local police department and be fingerprinted and registered and then authorized by the ATF. So it's basically like when you go do the background check and get the stamp and go through all the stuff to get a full auto. It turns it into a privilege. This is how they did it in England, in Australia. Then they just say, now turn those guns in. But she's also saying, but we're also just going to say we're going to ban many guns. This is just 900 where you've got to come register them and be fingerprinted. Kurt Nemo's doing a story on it right now. But with a bunch of other guns they're going to list, just giving themselves the executive fiat power, and they're calling for Obama to do an executive order, you'll come turn your gun in, and then they'll just pay you money for it. And then what they're planning, and they're telling police this everywhere. They've already done this in New York and other areas. You always hear about the old veteran who has the heart attack and cancer and doesn't go and get their 4-year card in Illinois. And 2 days after it expires, the state police SWAT team hits the guy's house, drag him out, throw the guy in prison, they die in prison. And they're real lazy. They sit there looking at the list. Okay, that's an old man. He'll be easy to deal with. Yeah, he's been in the hospital. Yeah, he's on death's doorstep. Let's go arrest him. And they go with the news cameras and drag out a guy on a stretcher and then take him to prison to die. And then take their guns. And I even saw a Discovery Channel show once where a veteran had died in his house in L.A. and had legal, lawful rifles. And he had an NRA sticker on his car. I played this clip about 10 years ago on air. It was called Inside the LAPD. And they go, look at this scum, look at this filth. He's got an NRA sticker. The cops say this. And they walk into the guy's house and they stand around and make fun of his dead body. And say, man, that gun owner stinks, and then laugh at him. And then the police say, I'm going to keep this one, I'm going to keep that one, and steal his guns on national television. And again, you're like, well, that's crazy. No, it's not. That's psych warfare to break your will. Veterans are scum. Veterans are trash, according to them. His dead body, he's pathetic, he's gross, and we're going to keep his guns. They were already 10 years ago teaching veterans were the real terrorists. They've just gone public now because they're getting ready to go operational. Let me show you some of these articles I have here. United States Senator Dianne Feinstein, right there, she says, you'll come in and get fingerprinted and have your guns registered. Those they allow you to keep. Okay? Go read it. Here's another one. New York governor, gun confiscation, forced buyback an option. That's last week. Kurt Nemo, thank God, drudgereport.com put it out because then it forced Town Hall, Ammo Land, and others to actually go look. At first, they didn't believe it because I saw the articles last Friday. But then they went and looked and said it's worse than InfoWars says. They found the letters Feinstein said, yeah, we're going to physically make you turn your guns in. Okay? So there's Ammo Land. Feinstein and Como admit planning Australian-style forced government gun buyback. Okay, there you go. Here's, since I mentioned this, here's the Hill. House Dems, Tea Party is the real enemy. Examiner, Army Colonel ignites firestorm with article, well, it's Army War College, on crushing a Tea Party insurgency. Here is Forbes.com, how the U.S. military would crush a Tea Party rebellion. Of course, we first broke this, but they all picked it up. Just giving my researchers props. Dem reps, the real enemy is the Tea Party. Fox News. Sikh shooting ties DHS veterans as terrorist narrative. Napolitano stands by controversial report. Washington Times saying returning veterans are the #1 terrorist. Alert, DHS rounding up veterans, throwing them in mental institutions. Infowars.com. And that's also what they're announcing. No judge, no jury. They're going to just come out and arrest veterans by the hundreds of thousands. This is being set up and announced. And then what's going to happen? Well, they know a large percentage, not a majority, but because some of it's talk, a lot of vets are going to go Rambo, for lack of a better term, when this starts. And I would not want to be the police at that time. And again, that's going to help the globalist. The last thing I want is a bunch of cops getting shot. But let me tell you, they're going to go and raid gun owners. They're already announcing this. Heavy enforcement, taking legal guns. Vets are going to get mad. They're going to go out and do things that they probably shouldn't just to dumb down globalist minions. And then the Civil War is going to start, and that's the plan. Then Obama can pose as savior, ride in, declare all the guns taken, bring in the army, then the real Civil War starts.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that it could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Big business has discovered the preparedness market, and that makes it difficult to know where to go and who to trust. MyPatriotSupply.com is owned and operated by patriots just like you, has the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more. MyPatriotSupply.com has old-fashioned values and the absolute best customer service in the industry. Look for the deal of the day, unique, affordable survival survival supplies that fit anyone's budget. Get same-day shipping on all orders and free shipping on orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927, 866-229-0927, or visit mypatriotsupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence. Shop with a name you know and a name you can trust. Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. mypatriotsupply.com.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
So the globalist plan on prosecuting a overt but also covert low-intensity conflict, special forces style operation against gun owners to stir up gun owners into an active response. Of course, the police won't be told this. They won't be told 2 + 2 = 4. That's why we're here giving you the rest of the story, as if a lot of you didn't already figure it out for yourself. I'm beyond angry at this point. I'm very sad. And I'm kind of just committing myself to God, like George Washington and so many of our founders did. It's also reassuring in a way to know I've always been right. That the course of my research and God's hand on my life and the discernment I've been given has been given to me for a reason. And those of you that are awake out there, you've been awoken in your life for a reason. And we're going to make it through this. This will not go like Nazi Germany or the Soviet Union. And we will be able to, whatever comes out of this, defeat the globalist collaborators. Because the people in our media, in our government that go along with this horrible balkanization plan, civil war plan, they are collaborators, just like the Vichy French with the Nazis. And by the way, I've only covered a few of the reasons I know they're trying to start a civil war in this country, and will probably blow up some federal buildings and stage some more mass shootings as a pretext to paint the American people as terrorists. I mean, you notice they're using these shootings and saying gun owners are terrorists, gun owners are racist. You're like, man, that's outrageous. Well, no, it's not. They're now illuminating you, like lasing you for an airstrike, basically, politically, that there's the bad guy. You see, they demonize you and destroy your name and assassinate your character before they physically come after you. And so if you're awake and informed, you're like, why are you saying this about us? You don't get it. And I got to say, more and more Sandy Hook does look like it was staged. Bare minimum, this guy was under psychiatric care. They were getting ready to commit him. They're keeping all that stuff sealed. Another wind-up toy they turn loose. Very suspicious. The whole thing stinks to high heaven. So did the Batman shooting. And you notice the timing. 2 weeks, 3 weeks before this, I put out the magazine saying they're coming for the guns because they were opening up on us on every front. And I said, get ready, something big's about to happen. I mean, it's not hard to figure this stuff out. It is not hard to figure out what's going on here. And they're telling the police, gun owners, I mean, I've got articles, I haven't even gotten to them yet, where the FBI is saying gun owners are terrorists. I mean, I've got it all right here. I haven't even